It happened a few days ago. Me and my family went to a vacation house owned by my uncle. I had a great time there since I got to spend some time playing with my siblings in the clubhouse. One day we decided to visit the local mall, which was about 15 minutes away from where we live. My uncle's family went in another car, and we went in our own. We didn't exactly know where the mall was, so my sister sent us the location, and we followed that. Suddenly, our car stopped in the middle of the road. Fortunately, nothing bad happened, and we somehow managed to park our car beside the road. I called my sister, who was in my uncle's car. They said they had been pulled over by the cops because their car was a four-seater and there were 6 people sitting in the car. After about 30 minutes, my dad found a mechanic and our car started working again. We were now going to the mall, but suddenly our GPS stopped working. Keep in mind that my sister's GPS stopped working too. We then figured out that by the time we would reach there, the mall would have already been closed. Anyway, we headed back to our home and played pool in the clubhouse. The next morning, we were all shocked to know that the mall was burnt to a crisp when we were supposed to be there. There were around 50 people dead. To this day, I think what would have happened if our car didn't stop where it did, or if the GPS hadn't stopped working. It still gives me chills. My name is Kevin, and this happened to me last month. I was camping with 2 of my friends. We booked a spot at a large campsite in a forest that's right next to a lake and a beach. On the second night of our trip, I woke up from my sleep to use the bathroom. The bathrooms were located in their own individual building, and to get there, you have to walk down a dirt road through the forest. While I was walking to the washrooms, I felt like I was being watched. Luckily, I made it to the bathroom safely. But on my way back, I started to hear fast footsteps behind me. I turned around, and following right behind me was a scarily tall human-like figure. The only thing I could see other than its silhouette were its beaming orange eyes. I immediately started to run as fast as I could, while the figure ran behind me. I cut through some trees and bushes and hid so that it lost my tracks. I eventually made it to my tent, but I decided to quickly peek out to see if the creature was gone. To my surprise, I saw the tall figure walk to the lake's beach and start digging a hole in the sand. It then sprinted off into the forest. My friends didn't believe me when I told them, but I know what I saw was true, and I will definitely never be heading back to that campsite ever again. I wanted to share my horror story experience with you. I cannot tell you my name because of privacy issues. You can just call me Maybeth. I'm 13 years old and this incident happened to me recently. I had gone to live with my grandmother for summer vacation. My grandmother lives on the city side in a big house in which my 9-year-old cousin John also lives. My cousin has a habit of teasing me. It was nighttime and I was sleeping in my room. It was 2 in the morning. In my room there's a big window that faces the outside of the house, in which I could see the garden and a lot of trees. I woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of somebody tapping on my window. It was dark in the room. When I looked around the room from the window, I saw my cousin hanging from the tree outside the window. He was knocking on the window like a psychopath, and he had that creepy smile on his face. I knew that he was not my cousin, but whoever it was, I wasn't going to find out. I quickly ran away from the window while screaming at the top of my lungs. My grandma came and asked me what had happened. I told her all about it, and she said, "You should not worry too much. It is normal for me. I even saw you." I was so confused. I asked Grandma, "What does it mean?" Then what she said next will always remain in my memory.
There's a ghost that lives in this town. It can shift into anybody's face.
I was so scared after what she told me that the next day I went back to my house.